It was good, y'all. Fuzion here, back with another reaction video. I got a two-parter for you. First part will be today. Second part will be tomorrow. I thought that this was two completely different but interesting conversations that can be had. Just stuff that's happening off season, as far as trades, extensions, all that type of stuff, as well as Michael Jordan's global influence. I think that has to be a separate video, so that is what I will be doing, splitting this in two. First, let's go ahead and get started with these changes, trades, and acquisitions. We got Paul George to the 76ers, a DeJounte Murray to the Pelicans, a DeMar DeRozan to the Kings, Alex Caruso to Thunder, Klay Thompson's to the Mavs, with the first 6-team trade in league history. First, I do want to say something that is very, very noticeable here. The Lakers didn't pick up anyone. We had a chance to get DeJounte Murray. We had a chance to get DeMar DeRozan. I think Klay Thompson was a possibility. Alex Caruso was on the Lakers, but then we made a move. I don't think we could have signed Paul George. I think we had a better chance of getting, again, a DeMar DeRozan or DeJounte Murray. Any one of these players would have fit with the Lakers because we need a shot-creating two or someone who can knock down shots. So that's Klay Thompson, DeMar DeRozan, Paul George. Also get a good two-way guy. With either DeJounte Murray or Alex Caruso. DeJounte Murray can score. I wish he was a little bit more consistent as far as scoring wise, but he can score the basketball when needed. Alex Caruso wouldn't be there mostly for his offense, and it's just his energy and his defense. I don't think we should have picked him up, so I'm glad that we didn't. But he's basically just, in a way, a better Jared Vanderbilt. He does everything that Jared Vanderbilt does as far as on the defensive end, minus the rebounding, I guess. But Alex Caruso shoots the ball better. I do think he's a little bit more athletic, or you get to see more of his athleticism. Alex Caruso isn't an offensive liability. Sometimes when you throw out Jared Vanderbilt, Cam Reddish, Jackson Hayes, I believe. There's no offense in that lineup, so I think Alex Caruso would have been better on the offensive end if we were to pick him up. But I think our main person that we should have got was DeMar DeRozan. Secondary was DeJounte Murray, and then you could throw the wall at anybody else. But I think those two should have been who the Lakers have been trying to get, and should have made that happen any way possible. But we didn't. I think that the 76ers pickup is very, very interesting with Paul George. The Clippers let him walk. I think that was bad on their side because I thought that Paul George was the most consistent, I think, out of that whole Clippers situation. I think that James Harden couldn't be James Harden. He was trying to be a facilitator, and I think he was doing that a little bit too much, which sort of compromised his great offensive ability. Kawhi, again, injuries. I feel like the Clippers' bench depth wasn't all the way there yet. So I think if they had one more year with Paul George, it probably could have worked. But Paul George walked. DeJounte Murray added to the Pelicans. This is a quote-unquote real point guard. So I think it'll be interesting to see CJ sort of move back into that two position, being that a traditional shooting guard, along with Zion, along with Brandon Ingram, Jonas Valanciunas. That's a solid starting five. I think that you can win a lot of games with that starting five. Can they make it work? Can Herb Jones and some more of their bench players really complement these players? Jose Alvarado, also on that team. Solid defense. You throw him, DeJounte Murray, And he got a nice defensive backcourt. And I think that could be pretty deadly. DeMar DeRozan, he adds half-court offense. He adds athleticism. And he's a vet who can still play. So I think that's a good pickup for Sacramento. I think that could be their last piece that they're needing. De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis, DeMar DeRozan, and I'm missing 2 names also on that Kings roster that's pretty solid. Harrison Barnes versus the Lakers. It's just a pretty solid team. And I have always hated on the Kings because I feel like the Kings have always been ass. And no matter how good that they get in the regular season, they're not going to do anything in the postseason. This could be the time. This could be the change that they needed. The battery that they needed to improve. And I think that they could make a lot of changes for this Kings team. Alex Caruso adding a great defender to this Thunders team. They got rid of the Diddler. So, thank goodness. So, yeah. Good they got Alex Caruso and Klay Thompson. I think this is the most question mark trade. You don't know which Klay you're going to get. Either the washed up Klay, the Klay that they can shoot but not play defense, the great defending Klay Thompson, who is a solid shooter, or are you going to get volume shooting Klay, who shoots the ball every single time he gets the ball, even bad shots? Which Klay are you going to get? I think that the scoring Klay obviously works. I think that you can let Luka and Kyrie have a little bit of more help from a shooter. So that gives them the driving kick aspect, someone who can knock down shots. And he's a solid defender, so let's see if he can bring that back. But yeah, so these seem to be the biggest trades that happen. So yes, let's go ahead and continue. My bad. Hello?
Of course, the summer isn't only trade season. It's also time for players to tell teams to give me my money. And there are plenty of extensions still in questions. If you guys don't know those TikToks, I'm sorry, get on TikTok. Starting with Julius Randle, who this weekend became eligible for a 4-year, $181.5 million extension from the Knicks. Randle will have a player option next summer if no deal is reached. Tim, do you think that New York needs to lock him up right now?
Not necessarily, and the one thing I would caution people on is assuming that he's going to take a significant discount just because Jalen Brunson took a significant discount. 2 separate negotiations, just like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, were separate negotiations.
That's a good point.
All right, and then there is Jamal Murray. He has struggled for Team Canada at the Olympics during a summer in which he's also extension eligible. With no deal, he would become an unrestricted free agent next offseason. Ramona, are you reading into the fact that we haven't had pen to paper just yet?
You know, everyone involved said they expect this to happen after the Olympics. They sort of put negotiations on the back burner until he got done with Team Canada. And the only reason for him to wait is if he wants to see if he can get
I just want to say that I hate how her neck looks. Let's go ahead and continue.
more money by making it All-NBA team. But I think with his injury history and, frankly, with Denver's financial issues, it makes sense for both sides to get this done now at this number.
Does it make sense for the Nuggets? Not based on what I've seen from Jamal Murray during the Olympics. And
it's hard to so just real quick, I think that they should try to get Jamal Murray. I don't think that the Knicks need to be in a rush for Julius Randle. I think that the Knicks picking up Mikal Bridges, a solid defender. He is how can I describe this? A really, really good role player. And I think that's what the Knicks have always been missing. I think that they have a star with big body Brunson. You have great supporting pieces. Now you need another star or someone who can be consistent in their scoring role. And I like Mikal Bridges because he can knock down a three. He's great on like the defensive end. He brings great energy. If they can pick up somebody else, they have OG. He got played and he's showing paid, and he is showing great stuff on the offensive end as well. If they can find someone else, or if they can find someone who is at least comparable to Julius Randle, which isn't much, to be honest with you. I think that Julius Randle is a great player, but I think you can find close to, if not better than that, then I say you go for it. But if you want to keep Julius Randle, then, I think you're going to have to pay, just like they said. I don't think he's going to take a pay cut. I really don't think so. Lauri Markkanen to Utah. I think that Utah is always going to be Utah. I think they need to clean up a couple things. I think they need to I think they need a rebrand, to be honest with you. I just don't think that the Jazz in general is a winning roster. They messed up because they lost out on Donovan Mitchell, right? He was on that team, and Rudy Gobert. Yeah, those two were on that team, and they did not keep them. And I think that Utah needed to keep those players because those two, well, at least Donovan Mitchell is a franchise player, and Rudy Gobert is a solid defender. I don't think he should have gotten the Defensive Player of the Year, but he's always been a solid defender. So I think it's sort of crazy that they moved on from that, and now they're struggling. But they could have something with Lauri Markkanen. So as long as they keep building around him, it could be a possibility.
Even going
right.
I remember him making those shots in the playoffs, though, Tim.
Tomorrow is a big day for Lauri Markkanen, as he'll become eligible to have his contract renegotiated and extended. We all know the Warriors have been sniffing around Lauri. How do you see this all playing out, Tim?
Tomorrow will not be the big day. Lauri Markkanen is not going to sign his extension on August 6th. He will wait. Maybe it's the 7th, 8th, not. It will get signed.
Yeah.
But on August 6th, that would mean he could be traded at the deadline. If it's August 7th or later, he can't.
It guarantees.
And he will give himself the equivalent of a one-year no-trade exception.
You know, I think that's more interesting for the Warriors side of things.
I'm going to skip over a little bit. So, here's what we got this offseason. Ingram signed a 4. Joel Embiid 3. Butler 2. Curry and Durant 1 year deals. I think, have left, I believe. I think Steph is going to finish out in the Warriors. I can see Durant has maybe 2 more years just in general in his season. In his career. I think that Jimmy Butler, he has a little bit in the tank. I don't see I can see him moving on from Miami at some point. I think that Miami needs to make some moves to better supplement their roster. Terry Rozier was a really good pickup. I think they need maybe 1 or 2 more pieces, and then I think that that Heat team is ready. Joel Embiid, I think he only has 2 more years left on this Philly team before he makes his own decision. I think that this team is just struggling and having a hard time finding their footing, and some of it is on him. I think some of it is on Joel Embiid. So I think they're going to make some changes or make some sort of leap or headway this year or this season coming up. If not, you could see Joel Embiid walking at some point. You could see. And I can see Brandon Ingram either getting traded or him walking as well. I think that Pelicans team is starting to get top heavy as far as starters and who ball dominant guys. Can he continue to somewhat take the back seat, especially adding DeJounte Murray to that roster? Can he be ready to see? Can he be ready to see less ball time coming in next season?
1 more season at the end of their current deals that both have 2 seasons left on them.
Ramona, think about that $62.6 million. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the Embiid contract will get done eventually this offseason.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have on the video. Again, tomorrow I will be talking about the second part, Michael Jordan's global influence on the game. Team USA has been hooping lately, and I think damn near everybody on that team has, or anyone who plays basketball has had some sort of influence from Michael Jordan, be it wearing Jordans, clothing items, even wanting to shoot like Michael, or have your tongue out when you're dunking, just that type of stuff. I think his influence is on a different level. I think he brought quote unquote streetwear or basketball wear into the street, if that makes sense. A lot of Jordan shoes, shorts, shirts. It was cool for a time. It was alright for a time to wear straight up basketball outfits out because of what Michael Jordan did. And because some of that shit is fire. So, yeah. That's another video for tomorrow. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Again, we got daily videos all August, so make sure that you are subscribed and check in your subscription box for our daily videos. As well, we will be doing a stream at 750. We are almost at 700. I can't wait to hit that, so thank you guys. As well as hit that link in the description down below to become a member. We will be having some member-only videos soon. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.